Choose the correct equation for an arithmetic sequence in which the fourth term is 19 and the 10th term is 43. Explain your reasoning or show the work that helped you decide on your answer. So because this is multiple choice, I might just go ahead and pick to plug 4 in for n and see which one of those four equations gives me 19. And I might also plug in 10 and see which one gives me 43. The thing is, I'm looking for the equation that will work for both, right? It has to be the case that 4 gives me 19 and 10 gives me 43. Now, another thing I could do is I could go ahead and find the slope and then the 0th term or y-intercept using other techniques. So for example, these output values, 19 and 43, those are my y values. And I could look at, for example, 43 minus 19. That could be the numerator for my slope. And my denominator would then be the inputs that corresponded with those. So 10 gave me 43, and then minus, and the 4 gave me the 19. So in my numerator, I've got 10 minus 4, which is 6. And in my, I'm sorry, that was my denominator. And in the numerator, 43 minus 19 is 24. So 24/6 is the slope, and of course 24 divided by 6 is 4. So I'm looking for an equation that has an increase of 4 per unit increase in x. So y's are going up by 4 as x increases by 1. So if I look at that, that could be either equation C or it could be equation D. They're both growing. Now it comes down to which one of those has a one has a y-intercept at 3 and one has a y-intercept at -3. And I could figure that out by just using the y equals mx plus b. So I'll start with the equation of a basic line, and I'm going to go ahead and plug in y is 19, my slope value is 4, and my x value is 4, and then plus b. 4 times 4 is 16. So what I'm looking at here is 19 equals 16 plus b, and if I subtract 16 from both sides, I get that b is 3. So this C should be the correct equation. And although I'm pretty convinced of my work, I think a smart thing to do would be to go ahead and grab a calculator and just verify. So if I plug in, for example, 4 for n, I would get 4 times 4 and then plus 3. And I can see that that is definitely the number 19. And if I put in 10, I have 4 times 10, which is 40, and 40 plus 3 is 43. So in both cases, I don't need a calculator for this because I already said it's 43. But in both cases, I can see that I do indeed get the correct output for the given input values. So I've checked both of those. So C is definitely the answer.